got to make the morning last, just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Da 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 da, feeling groovy. Hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growin'. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do do do, feeling groovy. Da 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 da, feeling groovy. I got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dappled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Ba da 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 da, feeling groovy. Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last, just kicking down the cobblestone. Look, life, I love you, all is groovy. Ba da 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 da, feeling groovy. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Ba da da ba da da.
Good morning. Good morning. Reverend Jonathan Zenz, come on down.
Good morning. How is everyone today? Beautiful. I'm going to start off with just one big thing that we are working on. If you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary during the month of December and have not filled out a ballot,
Which nobody would have, so I need hands raised.
raise your hand and we will hand you a piece of paper. On this piece of paper, write your name and the name of a registered charity, and we will collect all of those and we will address them a little bit later in the service. So while that's happening, you're all okay with that? I don't have to. All right. So I'm going to now launch into what I'm really here to do. Okay. So good morning,
Reverend Jonathan Zenz.
Yay! Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto. I am Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is a joyous pleasure to be here this Sunday and every Sunday. I'm grateful that you've all joined us here. I'm grateful to everyone who is online, saying hello to everyone in cyberspace, and grateful to know that you are here with us. And we are collectively creating a conscious community here. That's what I stand for today, that we create a conscious community. And this being the first Sunday of December, we have launched into the season of peace. That's what December is going to be all about, the season of peace. So let's allow our minds to really focus on that idea today. I will be talking a lot about peace and what peace is and how we truly encourage and create world peace starting right here in this room. That's what today is all about. Sound good? Yes. Awesome. Yes. We're going to launch off with this what's a newer song for us. A newer song by Christopher Spinks. The lyrics are on your song sheets. If you'll catch on pretty quickly. If you want to follow along and sing with us, it'd be awesome. Heart to heart we are connected, soul to soul we are joined, never alone or divided, one heart, one God, one love. Sing that. Heart to heart we are connected, soul to soul we are joined, never alone or divided, one heart, one God, one love.
to heart, we are connected.
Soul to soul,
Soul to soul, we are joined.
never alone.
Never alone or divided. One heart, one God, one love. Heart to heart, we are connected. Soul to soul, we are joined. Never alone or divided. One heart, one God, one love. One heart, one God, one love. All right.
Just take that energy in, take that energy in, that energy of joy. I love music because of what it brings to me in terms of feeling. And feeling is really where it's all at. When we understand that our feelings create our beliefs, which create our thoughts, which create our reality, getting in touch with what we feel is the most important aspect of what we teach here. So let that feeling of joy overwhelm you right in this moment, right here, right now. We teach a philosophy here called the science of mind and spirit. And what that philosophy stands for is one thing, one idea, that there is one power in this universe, and it is love. We call it God. We call it by many names, but it is simply a creative energy. It is a principle that has transformed itself to create the experiences of our lives. We're all part of it. And this energy operates based on one thing, the law of cause and effect. And so everything that shows up in our experience is the effect. There is some cause to it, and that cause, we believe, is in mind. That's what we teach here. And so when we really get in touch with with this paradigm, we understand that our lives, showing up at the level of our conscious awareness, the level of our thinking, and the level of our belief, and the level of our feeling, can be shifted for good. It can be shifted for good. So if you're experiencing anything in your life right here and right now that doesn't feel so good, what I want you to know, this is my message to you right in this moment, you can change it. You can change it. That's the power that you have as an individualized expression of this divine power. Now, if you're having trouble changing it, which sometimes we do, I've had trouble in my life changing some of the paradigms that were not working for me. I sought out help, which is actually what brought me to this philosophy at the end of the day, and why I stand here in front of you as a spiritual director and leader in this center. I sought out the help of a licensed practitioner, and we have 11 licensed practitioners here at this center who are all willing to step into spiritual truth on behalf of you. And so I'm going to invite, because I always want to make sure that they are known, I would like anyone who is a licensed practitioner to stand up and make yourself known. Yes. The licensed practitioners are here for you. If you would like a 1-minute miracle following service, you can seek out any of the people that stood up, and they will be happy to assist you with creating miracles in your life. They're also available for sessions and all of that good stuff. But right here, right now, be very excited. Because we have the brilliance of one of our licensed practitioners. He is going, do you need this? Yes. Brilliance of one of our licensed practitioners who is going to share with us his inspired wisdom. He is a man that I had a connection with before I ever came to Toronto, and he was connected through Reverend James Mellon, who was my mentor, because they met on a gay cruise. That's supposed to be, I mean, it's funny, right? Right? I mean, it is funny. And go, well, yeah, God is everywhere. Even those of us who go on gay cruises and dance in our underwear, there is God in it. Yeah, there is. Those of you who are visiting us for the first time today, welcome.
Yes.
We celebrate life here, and we celebrate joy. And you know what? However that shows up is good. It's right?
We stay fully clothed on a Sunday morning.
Yes, we do. We do stay fully clothed on a Sunday morning. So this particular practitioner who's going to be speaking to us today met Reverend James on a cruise ship and took his online mental muscle program, which I was heavily involved with, and that's how I came to know him. How many times did you do it online? Like 6?
It's 5.
5? He did Mental Muscle online 5 times.
Yeah.
Mental Muscle is 16 weeks long. He did that 5 times. And every time you do Mental Muscle, you come to some new, deeper understanding. So it is without further ado that I would like to welcome our licensed practitioner of the day, Fred Wimet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. So for those of you who I wasn't out to, this is my year of authenticity. I did declare this my year of authenticity when it started, so it's coming full circle. Welcome everybody online. As Jonathan said, I am Fred. I am a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and I have been studying to see love and light in everybody all the time, and it works wonderfully when you live from that space. So this is the month of peace, and there are no coincidences. If anybody came to the meditation this morning, a lot of the meditation is actually in my talk this morning. So a lot of that, and we don't discuss what we're meditating on and what we're talking about, so there is only one mind. So peace is something that comes from within. The Dalai Lama says, we can never obtain peace in our outer world until we make peace with ourselves. So this weekend I was actually quite at peace. So this is just a scenario. I was doing my annual Christmas cookie baking. So I made 300 cookies yesterday of all kinds.
And you're giving them out after service.
And next week I'll bring a few, I guess. But I use them for when people pop by my house. So I was in a state of peace as I began, and I created a peaceful environment. I put on Christmas music. I put on the fake fireplace on my big screen TV, which takes up half of the room. I turned on my Christmas lights. Throughout the day, I watched The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the original. I watched Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I watched Shrek the Halls, one of my new favorites, Smelly Shrek and his wife. I was at peace, and it was reflected in my environment. I mean, that's something that I created. And you smelled cookies in my house. I stepped out at one point because I needed more ingredients, and I came back and went, oh, Christmas house. So that's an environment that was created. And everybody, as I'm describing it, is probably feeling a little bit of what that might have felt like. What about situations in our lives where that is not the case? Because the week before, I had circumstances that seemed to be chaotic. They appeared to be adversity-filled, and life was really going to change for me. Not so easy to be at peace in those circumstances necessarily. You see, the company that I work for magazines. And I love my job. Every morning I get up, I love what I do. My magazines are on conservation, they're on wildlife, they're about the planet, all the great things, and it's all like a culmination of my life, and there's an English one and a French one and a kids one, and I love them. And there'd been a rumor going around for a couple of months that they were shutting the magazines down. And so for a couple of months, I was having to look at my life and say, well, I believe in this philosophy. If the one thing it taught me is that the world is always conspiring to my greatest good. I just have to step out of the way. So this too is good in the end. I just had to get to that place. So the night before the Friday meeting, there was a big Friday meeting called, and there were 3 gentlemen who were shutting the magazine down, and they were armed with all their reasons why they were shutting it down. And I had to go to this meeting on Friday. But what happened when I heard that it was confirmed that they were shutting it down is I let it go. And I thought, this is where the rubber hits the road with this philosophy. The world is conspiring to my greatest good. I can be at peace with this. There's something grander coming. Let it be. So I arrived at the meeting on Friday in a totally different state of mind. I arrived with peace. And I arrived with thinking, I have nothing to lose here, so have at it. And what happened was how I got to the place of peace. It changed everything. It changed all the circumstances. The 3 gentlemen that I was thinking were my enemies were suddenly, I looked at them like they were God and love, and I looked at them with peace, and I thought, they know. And I even said to myself, they don't know what they do. They're crazy. It's a great magazine, and it's doing good things for the planet. And I have to tell you that at the end of it, what ended up happening after an hour and a half discussion, it turned out to be better than I imagined. I should tell you that one thing I didn't let go of, I thought I need to focus on what I want. So I kept repeating to myself after it was after I heard that it was confirmed that it was shutting down, I kept repeating to myself, I want the magazine to stay alive. I want the magazine to stay alive. Even if I'm not the guy to run it, I want the magazines to stay alive, right? That was my focus. So I arrived at the meeting with that focus and in peace. I looked at these guys, I did that, and the outcome was not only is the magazine staying alive, but these 3 gentlemen who were determined to shut it down are all investing in the magazine for the next year to help us increase our circulation. So that's what living this philosophy can do. That's where the practice comes in. That's where understanding that you bring to the situation what it is that you need to come out of the situation. And then trust that no matter what, it's going to turn out for your highest good. That's what happened in this situation. And you know, one of the things, we're only allowed a little bit of time. Oh, I tell you, I could tell you so many stories about how that happens. This is just one of them over the last week. So there we were, 2 different environments, and I was the one that showed up with peace. So whatever you do in your life, show up with peace. Remember this, stay focused. When things appear awry, stay focused. Stay focused and know that your outcome can be peace-filled no matter what. If you want peace, then be peace. If you want peace, then be peace. That's what I wanted to talk to you about this morning. I have an affirmation. I do have an affirmation, and I'll say it once, and then I invite you to say it with me, and if you're at home, say it online too. Say it out loud in your room. Who cares? Today, I decide to be the peace I want in the world. And with me, today I decide to be the peace I want in the world. One more time. Today, I decide to be the peace I want in the world.
Today I decide to be the peace I want in the world. We do this as a community by first doing it individually and remembering that as we put our conscious awareness as a group on this idea, it shifts the energy of this room, and that energy expands beyond these walls. Breathe right here and right now into that idea. Remembering we are one. Right here, right now, we are one. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, we are one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, we are one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. So right here, right now, in this collective place of receptivity, I invite us all to be open to these words of affirmative prayer from Fred.
I trust and know that right here, right now, there is one creative, divine intelligence that flows through everything. It is light and love, peace. I call it God, but no matter what name we give it, it is that creative divine spark. And each and every one of us are connected to this divine light, this love, this peace. And I trust and know that for each and every one of us, in consciousness, awake, alive, that we are living the perfect manifestation of peace in our existence, that we are love-filled, and that for each and every one of us, each moment, we see the face of God. We see the face of God in every person we meet, and we see the face of God in the mirror. And that brings us peace, for we are peace, love, light, and harmony. I'm grateful for these teachings that allow us to know and to share and give us the words and the understanding of this philosophy so that it permeates every part of our life, and that we live this divine intelligence thoroughly and with passion and with joy. I know that these words are powerful. I know that the law of mind that knows to do takes these words and manifests them into the perfect situation for each and every one of us. I release these words to the law of mind, knowing that it is done. It is done. And together we say, and so it is.
We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, we are one in love and light. We are one mind, we are one heart, we are one in love and light. We are one in love and light.
Thank you, Fred. Thank you for not taking all my sheets of paper. There was a joke happening. Well, we were joking this morning about some of the music we were doing today during the rehearsal. We come in and rehearse the music all starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. And there was a joke about how old this song was that we were about to do.
It's timeless.
It is a timeless song. This is a great song.
You
This
were
is a
not
great
born.
song. I was not born, no. But you know what? I wasn't born when a lot of really great music was written. And neither were you. There was a lot of great music that was written, and you weren't born yet. So this is you'll recognize it right away. It's a wonderful tune, made famous. Well, it was recorded by the Youngbloods. It was recorded by Jefferson Airplane, back when it was Jefferson Airplane. It's been recorded many, many times. It's called Get Together. You're gonna love it. Please welcome Pierre Gautreau, the Queen Street Band.
Love is but a song we sing, fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains sing, we'll make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you need not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, we will surely last. When the one that's left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song we sing, you will understand. Listen. You hold the key to love and fear in your trembling hands. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
Gary Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. There is, yeah, so I looked it up. 1967. This song is 48 years old.
Oh my God.
I know. Oh my God. It made me think, though. Where do I want to start today? Right here. Right where I am. Right where I am right now is in this place. This past week, I had recorded the series that was running on CNN called The 70s. It's a kind of a documentary style series. They did the 60s, they've done the 70s, and in the spring they're going to release the 80s. I'm kind of excited about the 80s, except that then it makes me feel really old. I'm like, wow, they're doing a documentary series on the 80s? Like, wasn't that just last week? And then I have to think about it this way. So in the 80s, when I was, I was in diapers in the 70s. In the 80s, I was in school, and I went through the majority of my high school years in the 80s. And I remember thinking, gosh, wow, the 60s was such a long time ago in the 80s. And now we're further away from the 80s than I was at the 60s at that point. Time is a funny thing. Isn't time a funny thing? Like, just it's a construct in our minds, and we put so much weight into it. So let's let that go, because that is a timeless song. It is a timeless song. And there's a profound lyric in it that I have always really appreciated. You hold the key to love and fear all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. You hold the key to love and fear. You hold the key to love and fear. And it's just one key that unlocks either love or fear. What are you unlocking in your own mind today? What are you unlocking in your own mind today? I'm so grateful, Fred. Again, brilliant and inspiring as always. You mentioned something about, going through this transitional stage of the magazine and everything, and it clarified for me this idea. When we're going through transitional periods in our lives, which happens, we all go through transitional periods in our life. Is there anyone here who has never experienced a transition in their life, ever? We've all experienced transitions. Okay, so here's the thing I want to ask you in the transition. Are you focused on what it is you are losing or what it is that you might gain? Because I think far too frequently we focus on what we're losing. We go into that state of, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with grief. Grief is a wonderful, wonderful thing to experience, even though it may not feel so good in the moment. But grief is something that helps us grow. But we rely on grief, I think, if we're looking to what we think we are losing, rather than stepping into the power that we are and saying, what is it that I have to gain? What is it that can be gained from this? We don't look to that, I think, mostly because it's an unknown. We know what we're losing. We don't know what we are going to gain, right? Now, we have the potential in that moment, that's a choice point. We have the potential in that moment to create anything we require in our lives, anything. But we will only create it to the level of our conscious awareness of the possibility. If we're focused on what we are losing, we diminish that conscious awareness. We lower that conscious awareness. So we're dragging into our future that which we have had in our past. Once you're willing to let that go entirely, you create extraordinary new circumstances that are based in this idea. Anything is possible because everything is probable. I'm going to say it again. Anything is possible because everything is probable. This philosophy, the science of mind and spirit, teaches that everything that exists now, everything that has ever existed, everything that ever will exist, already is in the universal consciousness. It all exists in universal mind. And all that we are ever doing is drawing to us those experiences or those circumstances, or repelling them. This is kind of a heady concept, right? Because if it all exists, why are we not? Why is it we cannot? Why don't we have hoverboards yet? Even though I think we do have hoverboards now. Why don't we have flying cars yet? Even though I think we do have flying cars now. Why are we not living on the moon yet? Is that rhetorical? That is a rhetorical question. If anything is possible because everything is probable, why are we not there yet? Part of that is because we're constantly evolving. We are a species. The human being is a species that is experiencing time and space, and we are constantly evolving within that. So, part of my message today is just let evolution happen. If we step out of the way of the perfect evolutionary flow, it cannot help but turn out exactly to our highest potential and highest good. Because that is the nature of this consciousness. So now I'm going to anthropomorphize it a little bit, as though it is some personality out there, which Ernest Holmes does a lot, just to make a point. But it wants for us all that is good. Because it only knows constructive flow. The only time that good does not occur in our lives is when we have put some block to it in some way. And so then things go a little askew, or very askew, or completely awry. depending on your level of conscious awareness. So what is it that you want today? What is it that you require today? And are you willing to let go of any past paradigm to open yourself up to the infinite possibility, the infinite potentiality, to allow it to move itself through you into your experience? Thomas Troward was a metaphysician in the late 19th century. He was one of the major influences on Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of this particular branch of New Thought philosophy. Thomas Troward attributed 7 ideas that basically, these are the 7 attributes of God, of the divine. There is love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, and joy. Love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, joy. Those are the attributes of God. Those are the attributes at the core of each and every one of us. My practitioner students are laughing. And I know why. I made a very off-color joke in our practitioner class about love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, and joy, and a mnemonic to remember them. I'm not going to say that here on a Sunday. If you are truly interested in that particular mnemonic, though, you can ask me after service, and I'll tell you privately. Love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, and joy. What is it that you are allowing into your experience today? If it is anything that is opposite those ideas, then you are actually allowing yourself to live in the place that is a lower vibration. I've been talking a lot about vibration these last couple weeks. We're living in a place of a lower vibration. We have the capacity to allow ourselves to rise up, right here and right now. And this is what I think the metaphor of the birth of Jesus, this is, and I talk about this in terms of the metaphor, that there was a rise in consciousness to which people were attracted. And so the idea of the star, the idea of the shepherds all being drawn to this particular place is simply an idea that they were being attracted to the higher conscious awareness. And when we take that as the story of the birth of the Christ consciousness, of which we are all a part, each and every one of us. Christ is not Jesus' last name. It was basically a title of someone who had a higher awareness, who was really in alignment with the principles at the end of the day that we teach, that it is done unto you as you believe. That's the truth. And so rising up into a new idea, into a new paradigm, in a paradigm that shifts the entire planet. It shifts the world. There is a profound story about how this entire planet was changed about 2,000 years ago. And it has lasted. It has lasted and it has lasted. Now, I brought up this particular documentary series, The 70s, which I had been watching last week, because I was really struck with how much we seem to be reliving right now in terms of a worldwide consciousness that is ready for something new to break through. And it got very violent. And there was a lot of discord in the world. And I think we're all experiencing this right now. I mean, we can all watch the news. We see what's happening. We understand what's happening. Well, we may not understand what's happening, but we can see what's happening because we look at the circumstances. Each and every one of us is that point of power for change. When we begin to truly align ourselves with love, light, life, peace, power, beauty, and joy, and accept nothing else in our experience, that's the change we seek. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it." Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. So what is that point of awareness that you're experiencing? Do you watch the news and allow yourself to be dragged down to the lower vibration? If that is so, first of all, let yourself off the hook. Secondarily to that, trust and know that you are an infinite point of power to change what it is you're seeing and experiencing. You, one alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. Now check in with yourself right here and right now. Are you sensing any disagreement with this idea? Because that's a belief that is operating in your experience. And that belief sets the limit to what it is you can create. That belief sets the limit to what it is you can create. Life is a mirror and reflects back to it whatever the thinker is thinking. So, rise above the circumstantial evidence. Rise above the circumstantial evidence to that place of intuition, that place of love, that place of higher vibration. And let that be how we step into evolution. I pulled a couple other quotes to talk about. I really am turning into James with the iPhone. He's started using it in his service. Peace stands at the door of your consciousness and awaits your acceptance of it. It does not stand outside waiting for entrance. It stands inside, waiting to be expressed in everything you do. Peace stands at the door of your consciousness and awaits your acceptance of it. It does not stand outside waiting for entrance. It stands inside, waiting to be expressed in everything you do. We will never attain peace by looking at the circumstances of the world and feeling defeated by them. We only attain peace by understanding that we are the point where that transition happens, each and every one of us. We are many voices. We are many voices. We each individualize this infinite power in our own unique way, and that's a great thing. That is a great thing. But we all come from one heart. We all come from one idea, from unity. We individualize that which is infinite. To the degree that we truly, truly step into the power that we have as an individualized expression of this infinite power, we change everything. Peace stands at the door. Peace is there inside, waiting for you to simply let it out. In what way, this week, will you allow only peace in your experience? How many of you drive? You know where I'm going with this one. How many of you take the TTC? Something's going on over there. TTC. Oh my God, right? Yeah. Trust me, I have those moments too. I have my not so high vibrational ideas that happen on the TTC, especially when you're like waiting out in the cold and it's like, even though it's not so cold right now, but you're waiting out in the cold and it's like, oh, when is that streetcar ever going to get here? Those are the moments where you are contributing to the collective consciousness. Those little things that seem, they don't seem like such a big deal right in that moment, but they are. To what degree can you become at peace with those moments? When you're driving, I get it. Dane will tell you, when we have rented cars and he sees me drive, I get a little... I'm not an aggressive driver, but I get a little heated. I can admit it. I can admit that I get heated when I drive. But those are the moments. And it's something that I have to look at in myself. We're not renting a car this week, hon. All these little things do compound themselves and begin to magnify in your experience. To the degree that you bring anger to your driving experience, to your TTC experience, that is the degree to which you might allow anger into some other experience that you might not want to express anger in. That's a terrible sentence. There's that within you which knows better. There is that within you which knows better. He follows up this quote, peace is waiting, standing at the door, with this. If the possibility of your peace were dependent upon some external event, some outside circumstance, some objective fact, then you would not have a principle of peace within you. If the possibility of your peace were dependent upon some external event, here's an external event that a lot of us think, if that driver would just drive more better. You know, sometimes you just have to go with it. If that person was just a better driver, then everything would be great. Your peace does not require that person to be a better driver. Your peace is contingent upon your acceptance of peace in your own mind. That's it. So if the possibility of your peace were dependent upon some external event, some outside circumstance, some objective fact, then you would not have a principle of peace within you. You would merely be hoping that one might either develop or be imposed externally. How many of us are living in that? We're hoping against hope that peace, world peace is going to happen. Oh my gosh. This whole thing about, this whole thing this week that's kind of exploded on social media about prayers are not enough, stepping into action. What is it that they're going to do in the United States about their unbelievable lack of gun control? And everybody is now on this bandwagon of saying, all those who say that they are praying for the victims, they're praying for where was it, San Bernardino? Yeah. They're praying for San Bernardino. That's not enough. We must take action. They must take action. I say they because they're our neighbors to the south, but I am a we because I am a United States citizen. They must take action in some capacity. But what action are we taking? Because it's not about trying to get somebody else to impose somebody else to do something. It's about what am I willing to do? What am I willing to step into? It's not just about gun control in that country. It's about whatever is happening in your life that you feel is beyond your level of control. It is all within your reach to shift it, all of it. Because everything is probable. Everything is probable. So anything is possible. We teach a philosophy that relies very heavily on prayer. And I do believe in the power of prayer. We call it spiritual mind treatment. Very technical name. It's just words. What is it that we're focusing our mind on? That's what prayer is. Whatever your mind is focused on is what you are praying for. And I want us to begin to really understand that we must eliminate any idea that there is anything ever going on but prayer. Because whatever we are thinking upon, even if we are not doing it purposefully, we are drawing that into our experience. And so every moment is prayer. Every moment is prayer. So what is it you're thinking about right now? That is prayer, and it draws to you that experience. Now we formalize prayer. We do a section of the service where we do a spiritual mind treatment. We do several spiritual mind treatments. We do formalize prayer. But prayer means absolutely nothing and does nothing unless it impels action. Do not rely on some idea of God outside the self. That doesn't exist. Prayer is an active movement in mind, in our own individualized mind. And that active movement impels action within us in the world of circumstance. Prayer is a way that we step back into the idea of, I know nothing, now what can I know? And from that point of view, I am led to the right answer. And from that right answer, I am impelled to action. That's what we mean when we say things like, treat and move your feet. But don't do it in a way that is empty. Don't pray. I'm praying now. I'm praying. And now the prayer is done. All right, now what can I do? and forget what the prayer has taught you. Far too many people go into the movement without allowing the prayer to inform the movement. Because they think, oh, if I pray now, okay, now I'm going to step over here and I'm going to take action. Well, that may not be the right action. What has the prayer impelled you to do or compelled you to do? What is that within you that is speaking to come out and be expressed? Does that all make sense? Yeah. So, pray for this world. Pray for world peace. Pray for gun control in the United States. Please pray for gun control in the United States. Pray for what it is you would like to experience in your own life. Pray for these things. And then trust in the flow of Spirit through you to compel you to do the right thing. Namaste. All right. We have birthdays and anniversaries to address. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That's right. Lori, are you grabbing those? Thank you. Is there anyone who was not here when we were collecting the ballots? And if you were not here when we were collecting and you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary in the month of December, writing your name down and the name of a registered charity, we'll put it in the draw, and I'll explain what happens with that draw once we have done the draw.
Yeah?
Yeah. Anyone else? All right, so we're going to sing a little birthday ditty that you will recognize. It's not the one we usually do. It's this one. Sing along. You say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah. You say it's your birthday. We're gonna have a good time. I'm glad it's your birthday. Happy birthday to ya. All right. We'll work on that. We worked on it a lot in the rehearsal today. And
Yeah.
It's all good. Would you be so kind, Lori, as to join me up here? All right. Are you celebrating? Oh my gosh, they're really good odds today. Really good odds, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Would you please draw one of those two slips of paper? All right. Let's see. Who is it going to be? Yelka. And the registered charity is the Scott Mission. The Scott Mission. Great. So what happens is a portion of last month's collection, whatever we collected during our offering, a percentage of that will be now donated to Scott Mission. That's the way this works. So we do that at the first Sunday of every month. Thank you for that. Grateful to you. All right, we're going to take care of our collection, our offering right now. I'm going to invite you to take whatever it is you are offering the center, hold it in your hand, recognize it for what it is. It is part of the reflection of whatever is happening in your mind. And so as we give, so we receive. This is what we teach. It's a principle of circulation, infinite circulation, for the movement of the divine is always happening no matter what. And so as these baskets go around, contributing to the center and the joy of giving flows through each and every one of us. I trust and know that all of this is in divine right order. And as this gift moves through this space to do great work, I trust in its flow infinitely for each and every one of us. So as the baskets go around, we're going to sing, What Do I Have? The lyrics are on your song sheet. If you want to stand up, stretch.
What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I give? What do I give?
And so, Fred, if you would be so kind as to do a blessing over the offering.
I trust to know in the divine flow in this case of finances, which is equal to love energy. I trust to know that all of these love offerings are used to the highest good for the center, but not just for the center, for this planet, for our country, for all countries. I trust to know that the love and the peace, that energy is what flows through these baskets and into the world. I'm filled with gratitude for everyone who has put their hard-earned love energy into these baskets. I trust to know that it is done. I trust to know that it is used for the highest good. And together we say, and so it is.
What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I give? What do I give? What do I give?
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Before we continue on to our final reflective moment, a couple of things I want to remind you all of. Today is technically the last day that we are collecting for the Red Door Family Shelter. However, because I'm not going tomorrow and I'm not going on Tuesday to deliver items, if you would still like to bring stuff in on Tuesday, we're not open, the offices are not open on Monday, but if you'd like to bring in items on Tuesday, we'll be happy to accept them on Tuesday. The way that works, if you'd like to take an ornament, a tag off of our giving tree in the gift and bookstore, there is an item that is written on it, and if you collect that item, bring it back unwrapped. We will deliver all that we have collected to the Red Door Family Shelter. We do this every single year in support of that great, great organization. So that's happening. Also today, because I have to put the 2016 fiscal year budget together, today is the last day that we are collecting brand new step-up forms for our stewardship program. Doesn't mean that you cannot become part of the program later. It's just that today, whatever we collect today is what I will use to budget next year on. So if you are stepping into stewardship, please fill out a form today and make sure that we get it. If you have been a part of the program before, but have not yet filled out a new form, we are asking that you do please fill out a new form. It doesn't mean that you're going to be dropped at the end of the year, but we are asking for new forms just to keep our books straight. So that's also happening. Also, Wednesdays, we still continue meditation at 6 p.m. Every single Wednesday, we have meditation practice right here at the center. Also, December 20th, we are having a potluck gathering following service, and that's in celebration of the holidays. Very excited about that. If you'd like to sign up to bring a dish to share, there is a sign-up sheet in the gift and bookstore as well. We have like 3 more copies of Science of Mind magazine in the store, so grab your copy today, that magazine for December, and I think that's it. I am so excited. I am so excited because we have a great, brand new Pierre Gautreau original today that we're going to take into our time of reflection. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful new song. So please, Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
How about you? How about me? How about everybody living in peace and harmony? How about love for us all? This is my wish, most of all. We don't have time to show anything but love for our brothers and sisters, and so open up your heart and you will know it's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love.
So right here, right now, in this very present moment, let's allow ourselves to relax into that idea. It is all about love. There is only love, there is only light, there is only peace, beauty, power, joy. There is only life, and it is being expressed by means of each and every one of us. From that one unified whole, each and every one of us is a part of that, expressing perfectly, individualized. We are living its life as our own, and we get to do with it whatever we desire. Whatever is required to happen by means of us is happening from that place of love. And so I step into a conscious awareness of peace in my own life right here and right now, and invite everyone here to do the same with me, that each and every one of us is consciously focused on peace in our own lives. And as we focus on peace and allow that to be the only paradigm, the only true idea, the only thing, that peace expands beyond our personal experience into the experience of this world, and expands even beyond that to be the experience of this entire universe. For that is the power that we have at our command. We are the point of power, each and every one of us. For this I am truly grateful. I stand in gratitude for all that has aligned itself to come together into this perfect moment of experience. I'm grateful for the message. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the music. I'm grateful for everything that has transpired here today, trusting that it lives with me right here and right now. It lives with each and every one of us right here and right now. And we carry it with us into the next moment, which is now. And the next moment, which is now. And the next moment, which is now. For the truth is, there is only this now moment. And so it is in gratitude that I simply relax into this now moment. I'm grateful for everyone who has stepped up in service today, providing their sacred selves to this center. I'm grateful to Linda, our board member today, Margaret Ann for her service. Grateful to Lori for setting up. Grateful to our greeter, Lena. Grateful to Mira and Yelka for their service today following service. Grateful to Marg in the bookstore, Dane on sound, Jim on the webcast. Truly grateful to Pierre Gautreau, the entire Queen Street Band. Grateful for the great centered awareness expressed this morning in meditation by means of Judy. Grateful for the brilliant insight and wisdom from Fred. And so in gratitude, I relax, I release, I let go, and I allow the good to flow. I simply allow, trusting that it flows perfectly. I release this word to law. It is done. And together we say, and so it is.
Loving open arms soothes a heart plagued by harm, allowing peace and joy to once again run free. Watch the phoenix rise, the hope in their eyes, and our hearts grew more, 'cause we did not ignore when a stranger knocked on our door. It's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love. How about you? How about me? How about everybody living in peace and harmony? How about love for us all? This is my wish, most of all. It's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love. It's all about love.
It's all about love.
It's all about love.
And so it is. So let's take this love, let's rev it up and kick it into the street with our final song today. The lyrics are on your sheet. I can't even remember what it is. Listen to the music.
Don't you feel it growing day by day? People getting ready for the news. Some are happy, some are sad. Oh, gonna let the music play. What the people need is a way to make them smile. It ain't so hard to do if you know how. Gotta get a message, get it all through. Oh, now, mama, don't you ask me how. Oh, oh, listen to the music. Oh, oh, listen to the music. Oh, oh, listen to the music all the time. Everything I say, meet me in the country for a day. We'll be happy and we'll dance. Oh, gonna dance the blues away. If I'm feeling good to you and you're feeling good to me, there ain't nothing we can do or say. Feeling good, feeling fine. surrounding castles in the sky. And the crowd is growing bigger, listening to the happy sounds. Got to let them fly. Oh, oh.